When an atheist says, there is no evidence for God, what are they even talking about? There can be no empirical observational evidence for something that is non-empirical and non-observational. And this applies to every claim about the ultimate nature and grounding of reality. It applies to everyone, including atheists. No one gets a free pass. There are no exemptions and nobody is excluded, because unless one knows 100% about reality, one cannot have true, verified pansophical knowledge of reality. No scientist has empirical, observational evidence for ultimate causes. No empirical proof of the foundational, fundamental root, originating source, or ultimate guiding principle of existence. There is no empirical, observational evidence demonstrating that the source of existence is either personal or impersonal. The ultimate foundation of reality cannot itself be placed in a laboratory, measured with scientific instruments, or directly observed through the senses. Thus, when an atheist says there is no evidence for God, they are committing a category mistake coupled with an argument from ignorance fallacy. When atheists appeal to the absence of empirical evidence for God while believing in a godless interpretation of reality as though it were established fact, they apply a standard that cuts both ways. The absence of empirical access to ultimate reality is not unique to theism. It applies equally to naturalistic accounts of reality's ultimate foundation. And that's because science operates entirely within the domain of empirical observation and measurement. It investigates the measurable structure of the observable universe. What we can and cannot investigate is constrained by the speed of light, time, and space, the quantum nature of matter, the limits of our instruments, and the fallibility of finite human senses. Science cannot empirically answer why the universe exists at all instead of absolute void. It does not know why its laws are this way as opposed to another. It cannot verify if we are living in a simulation, and it cannot answer any of the fundamental questions of existence. It was the late Stephen Hawking who said, "Even if there is only one possible unified theory, it is just a set of rules and equations." Hawking then went on to ask, what is it that breathes fire into the equations and makes a universe for them to describe? Hawking had no idea, and neither does any other scientist. Stephen Hawking understood that scientific knowledge will always be partial and incomplete. That's right. Science is the enterprise of incomplete explanations because it is based on finite data. And I'm talking about finite, limited data that is interpreted through finite, fallible senses. So, when an atheist tells you there is no God, one thing is certain: that conclusion is not something they can demonstrate. It is not something they know. It is something they simply made up,